In today's video, we're talking about something that might not be on every business owner's radar, but it's super important and should be. And this is BOI reporting. Specifically, we're going to be reviewing a service called FinCen Shield, which promises to make the entire process of filing your BOI report a lot simpler for business owners. So before we get started and jump right into what FinCen Shield offers as a business, let's quickly cover what BOI reporting is and why it's so crucial. BOI stands for Beneficial Ownership Information, and this is an essential form for LLCs that needs to be filed, which details information of who owns the company and controls it. But why is this form so important? The BOI form is part of the federal government's effort to crack down on criminal activities, such as money laundering and other illegal financing. And by having a clear record of who controls businesses, authorities can better check and prevent illicit activities. So if you're a small business owner, especially if you're running an LLC, corporation, or partnership, the chances are that you have to file this form. And failing to do so down the line can result in some hefty legal fees, so you want to pay attention here. Now you might be thinking, okay, so how hard is this form to file? Well, here's the thing. The BOI form isn't just a simple checkbox. It requires detailed information about your company's structure, ownership, and other sensitive information. Getting this wrong can result in rejected forms, penalties, and in worst case, legal scrutiny. Let's just briefly walk through some of the timeline and dates that you'll have to understand when filing this BOI form. So the BOI form was introduced January 1st, 2024. And as you can see, small legal entities like single member LLCs are going to have to file this form. Now, when you have to file this form by depends on when your LLC was created. So basically, if you were created before January 1st, 2024, then you have to file this form by January 1st, 2025. But if you were formed in 2024 at any time, then you have 90 days to file that form. And then the last category here are businesses that were formed after or on January 1st, 2025, and they will have 30 days to file this BOI form. Now, just a little bit more background here. There's really two different types of reporting companies. There's domestic companies and foreign companies, and both of these are required to file this form. So here's some information on what must be reported in this form. The first thing is your full legal name, also any trade name or doing business as name. You're going to need the complete address for the place of business. Also, you'll need the state in which the business was registered. Next is your TIN, your taxpayer identification number. For domestic companies, this is the IRS TIN number, which includes your EIN number. And if you're a foreign entity without a TIN number, you'll need the tax number issued by your foreign jurisdiction. Also, you're going to need to provide the following information for every single one of the owners: full legal name, birth date, a complete residential address where the person lives, and some form of identification, whether that's a passport, a driver's license, or some type of foreign document if you're from another country. Now, just know that company applicants as well as beneficial owners are going to have to file this information. Now, here are the requirements for a company applicant. This is somebody who directly files for the creation of the company, or someone who's directly in charge of controlling or filing the necessary documentation for the company. And like we said a little bit earlier, here are those specified dates for the existing, the new, and then the future entities as well. Also, just a note, if anything changes on the beneficial owners, then you will have to provide all of that information within 30 days of any changes. Okay, so we won't get into too much of the legal stuff, but just know that there are hefty penalties for not filing this form, so it's a really important form to start filing for your LLC or other entity. Now, if you want to reduce the headache of filing it on your own, that's why we're talking today about FinCen Shield. Now, we're not going to go into too much more detail on the BOI form, so if you have any other questions on it, we have another video on the channel that we'll leave linked down below in the description, and that has more information for you if you need that. But now let's talk about FinCen Shield. This is a company that specializes in filing this form, and they help small businesses file it accurately and quickly so that you don't have to stress about getting it right yourself. FinCen Shield is a dedicated service that focuses just on BOI reporting, and so really they are one of the experts in the field. And we're going to show you a little bit about how to do that on their website, so stick around to the end of the video. One of the great things about FinCen Shield is how user-friendly the interface is. Whether you're a small business owner just getting started out or a more mid-sized company, this is going to be a great option for you. They break the BOI form down into really manageable steps, and it's really impossible to miss anything important. Plus, they have built-in checks to make sure your form is accurate before you submit it. So let's talk about some of the key features of FinCen Shield before we show you around the platform. The first one is the guided form filing. As we just mentioned, the platform takes you through the BOI form with clear instructions and examples so you know exactly what you have to do. The next feature is compliance assurance. FinCen Shield automatically checks for compliance issues, which will help you avoid costly mistakes. The next feature is secure data handling. Given the nature of this really sensitive information, it's important that they have good data encryption to make sure that all your information is safe, and they do, so rest assured. And the last main feature is their great customer support team. If you get stuck or have any questions, they'll be able to walk you through the process. Okay, now that we've told you about some of the main features of FinCen Shield, let's hop right into the platform and show you how to get started in creating your BOI report submission form. So go ahead and click on that link down below in the description, and it should bring you to a page that looks very similar to this. So go ahead and click File BOI Report Now, and you'll see that it'll bring you down to this page here, and it gives you the options to file your report. Now you can start with the Business Starter, which has one BOI filing for one business, or you can do the Business Pro, which has 2 filings for 2 beneficial owners. So whichever one you might need here, go ahead and choose the one that's best for you. Right now, let's just go ahead with the Business Starter. Okay, so once you've done that, let's just go ahead and enter all of our information here. And once you've done that, go ahead, I agree, and then we can go ahead and create our account. All right, once we've created our account, it should bring us to the FinCen File Pro dashboard here. Now you'll see on the left-hand side that there's this entire dashboard that has everything that you need to file your report. So when you're on the main dashboard here, this is going to be how you're going to create your new report. We're going to get to that in a second. Let's just show you some of the other features. If you go to all reports here, this is where all of your reports are going to be neatly organized. So if you have a bunch of beneficial owners or you have a couple different companies, this is going to be really helpful in managing that entire process, so it's all nice and organized. They also have a mass upload option here, which allows you to submit information about your company in bulk. So if we download the CSV example here, we can go ahead and click on that. And basically you can create all of your different companies in one Excel file here and then upload it, and it will create these companies for you within their platform. You can also go to team members here, and you can go ahead and add team members. This just happens manually. You can just put the first and last name as well as the email, and then you can go to create team member. There's also the message center here for instant delivery, your email notifications, and you can also request expertise here. Now, if you want to invite customers, you can do that here as well. This is basically just inviting them to file with you. And you can also upload a CSV file here too. So the FinCen Alerts is going to update you with all of the new regulations and anything that you might need to know. And then there's also the email correspondence here, where you can customize your emails to your clients and tailor their experience for all outbound communication. Also, there's some helpful links here. So if you click on the system status, you'll see all systems are operational, and this just shows you a little bit about the back end of the site. There's been no past incidents. As we can see, everything looks like it's running well. And lastly is the BOI reporting guide. This is very helpful if you don't know everything you need to know about BOI reporting. This is a great place to start, as well as the other video that we talked about that we'll leave linked down below in the description. This just answers all the basic questions about what BOI reporting is, who needs to report, when you need to report, all the basics that you have to cover. All right, so let's go back to the dashboard and get started in creating our new report. When you're ready, just go ahead and click create a new report here. And we're going to have to put our company name in first. So let's go ahead and do that now. Once you've done that, you put in your company email as well as assign a team member if you'd like. And then you can choose the language. There's Spanish and English for your correspondence. And then you can suppress welcome email or suppress all emails related to this company. Let's just leave those off for now, and we can go ahead and create our company. All right, once we've done that, then you'll see our report pops up here, and we can view or edit report. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now there's really 4 steps to this entire process, and as you can see, the interface is very clean and it's super easy to follow. So the first part is to submit information about your company. Then the second part is to submit information about your DBA if you have one. The third part is about your beneficial owners. And the last part is about your company applicants if you have any. So let's walk through all of this here now. Let's first click on submit company information. So we can go here, and as you can see, again, very seamless with their interface. Very straightforward, and you can see exactly what you need to do with all of these different steps. So now that we have the company name here, if you're a foreign pooled investment vehicle, you can click that, or you can request a FinCen ID if you do not have one already. So let's just go ahead and click continue. Now it's going to ask you the formation year. So let's just go ahead and choose that. Let's say we started after January 1st, 2024. So that's going to change the filing requirements. Let's just go ahead and continue with that. Now it's going to ask you if this is your initial report or if you've already filed one. We'll just say initial here. And then it'll ask you for your EIN number here. So be sure that you have that on hand. Once you're done with that, let's go ahead and click continue. Next, let's choose our state of formation, and we can go ahead and continue, and our business address here. Once we've done that, we can just go ahead and submit the information. The next part of the process is to submit DBA information if you have any. So let's just go ahead and continue. So if you don't have any, just go ahead and say, I don't have any. But if you do, you can press continue and then just type in that information here. Now is information about the beneficial owners. So let's go ahead and fill that out now. Go ahead and click on Add Beneficial Owners. Next, it'll pop up with these options for your beneficial owners. So there's Submit Information, Request Information, Add FinCen ID, Add Exempt Entity, and Add Existing. Now, these are all things that you might have to do in the future for your beneficial owners, and they're all really easy in one place, and you don't have to worry about going anywhere else. You can do everything through FinCen Shield. So for the sake of this video, let's just say we're not adding any information in the future. We can just say that we're submitting information. So let's go ahead and click on that. Now you're going to need to submit some identifying documents here, which is either a driver's license, a state ID, or a passport. Now go ahead and select the document type and the number, as well as the expiration date here. So I just submitted a file, and as you can tell here, the ID scan failed. This is just one of the amazing features that's in FinCen Shield. It's basically not going to allow you to submit things that are incorrect, especially when it comes to identification. This is one of their checks that's a really great feature to make sure that you're doing everything in accordance with what the government requires. To submit your beneficial ownership information, you're going to need to upload a picture of your identification, as well as the document type, the number, and the expiration date. You'll also need the personal information, the residential address, and then it's going to confirm with you all the information that you have to submit. Now, if we go lastly over to the Add Company Applicant, you can do the same exact thing, add information later on, or you could submit initial information. Let's just go ahead and submit initial information here. And it's basically going to ask you for the same exact stuff, as well as it talks about what a company applicant is, which is what we talked about earlier. So you're just going to need those identifying documents, your personal information, your residential address, and then it's going to bring you to a confirmation page, and you'll be all set and ready to go. If you go back to our main page here for our company, you'll see that the beneficial owners and the company applicants are on the dashboard here. And once you've submitted them, they will just auto-populate here. And when you're ready to submit your report, all you have to do is go in the top right-hand corner here and click Submit Report. Overall, FinCen Shield is designed to save time and stress, ensuring your BOI report is filed accurately and on time. So is FinCen Shield worth it? In our opinion, absolutely. If you're a small business owner, you probably have a bunch of other things on your plate, and you don't want to have to worry about the complexities of filing this BOI report. The cost of this service really pays for the peace of mind that you're going to have knowing that the form is going to be filed correctly. Plus, you're saving yourself from all the potential future legal headaches of not filing on time or correctly. So it just makes sense to really use a service like FinCen Shield. So there you have it. FinCen Shield is really a comprehensive, user-friendly service that can make your life a ton easier when it comes to filing your BOI report. So if you're interested, check out that link down below in the description, as well as some of the other resources that we talked about in today's video. Now, just note, if you do use our special link down below, we will get a small referral fee at no additional cost to you. This really helps us keep creating free videos like this for you, so thank you so much in advance for helping us out there. Lastly, this channel is dedicated to providing entrepreneurs and business owners like yourself with free videos and tutorials like this one. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this in the future, please leave us a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. We wish you the best on your entrepreneurship journey, and we will see you in the next video.